Jelani's diagnosis came very quickly before even having time to think about it. Words can't really describe the feeling of being told your healthy child needs a transplant.
It's a great thing to be able to help somebody as a doctor, as a surgeon, any person, of course, but it's 10 times better to help a child because a child has a whole lifetime ahead of them. And if you're helping a child, you're basically giving them another 60, 70, 80 years of healthy life ahead of them.
One of the things that we do better than perhaps any place in the country is care for children with remarkably complex conditions.
Since he was such a complex case, they said, Columbia was definitely the place for us to be.
It's a miracle that he's here and doing as good as he is. It was 54 days after transplant, he's out riding his snowmobile, right? Riding around in a dump truck, running an excavator, everything. Ready to go fishing, right?
Where's he going Friday?
Little League practice.
Oh, yeah, Friday he's starting Little League practice.
Play baseball now.
Yeah, in the baseball team. Before he had the transplant, when he had sickle cell, he was in baseball team. He would get short with it really quick. He would have to sit down, and even after one game, he ended up in the ER. Now, can't stop him. I mean, he is incredible. Without the Bartio, I felt like, I know she had, different patients, but we always felt like we were her only patient. To me, she's a part of our family and always will be.
Hem-onc for me was a great balance because I got the acuity, but I also got to develop great relationships with my families, and I've seen families, over years and years. I mean, this year alone, I had 4 kids go to college that I treated for transplant, so I think you just build these great relationships with these families.
The chances of me and my husband meeting and having our daughter Felice is 1 in a million. And then every time I get pregnant after that, the chances are 1 in 4 of having a child with GSD. So Nikki is 1 in 4. We found Dr. Labrito from Pediatric Liver. He wanted to refer us to Dr. Wendy Chung because she was the, quote, zebra hunter who can actually see things that other people cannot. Dr. Chung figured out the very first visit that we met her, Felice's diagnosis of glycogen storage disease type 1. The doctors at Columbia are definitely part of Team Kozak.
So many times parents will come to me seeking a diagnosis for their child. And in many cases they're frustrated because they may have seen specialists around the world, around the country. They may have had lots and lots of different types of tests, imaging, blood tests, even biopsies, but yet they don't know what's going on. And many times their children are desperately ill, and so they really need to be able to move this forward, to be able to go on to treatment once they know what to treat. And I have the privilege of being able to take care of many of those families and kids, and as you can see, being able to take them a step further. And that's really important for me, to be able to go beyond the answers we have today and come up with the answers for tomorrow. And this just provides a perfect environment to do that.
Particularly at Columbia, there's and it's not a new effort, it's a decade or more long effort to integrate the human part of behavior into medical care.
And so I had gone to a doctor in the area and said, who's just great is Dr. Roy at Columbia. You should go see him and see what his thoughts are. The fact that he didn't recommend surgery initially and really took his time watching Maggie walk and had a kindness about him, and then came up with a plan. And he said, I'm not only interested in who Maggie is at 13, but I'm interested in who she's going to be when she's 40. And it was that forward thinking that he's always thinking. It's great for what I'm doing right now, but how am I helping this person? How am I helping her so that she'll be the best that she could always be? And that kind of summed it. That kind of put it.
The strength of the university is undeniable.
It's not the buildings, it's not the size, it's not the reputation, it's just the people that make it up.
We not only take care of our community, which we do, but we take care of patients who are flying here thousands of miles just so that they can be at this cutting-edge medical center.
So for somebody to refer you a patient, not only to me, but to the team, from 10,000 miles away, it means they must trust you. They must think that you can do better than anybody that they're bypassing, with the plane.
Every aspect of the city is just remarkable. And in that regard, this city deserves absolutely finest pediatric care you can find anywhere in the world. That's our commitment, that's our goal, is to make sure that we have the best and the brightest pediatric specialists that you'd be able to find anywhere in the world. And we continue to grow and endeavor to achieve that goal.